and good evening. Respond, serve, and sacrifice. For over 2¼ centuries, these principles have guided the most committed and faithful of American citizens, citizens who possess a dedication to preserving the American way of life, regardless of the cost to themselves and with no expectation of reward. These are the principles that the National Defense University Foundation recognizes tonight with the presentation of the American Patriot Award.
It is hard to define that patriot, to draw a parallel that is similar to the Army byword of today, hooah. You can't spell it, you can't define it, you can't even explain it to those who ask, but its meaning and its impact are felt in the hearts and minds of all who hear the word. Those hundreds of thousands of patriots all over this country are who we also celebrate tonight, patriots one and all.
General Pace says, "No nation is so large or powerful that it can ensure global security alone, and no nation is so small that it can't significantly contribute to world peace."
Well, sir, with tremendous respect for your lifelong accomplishments, I think our fellow Americans and your fellow Marines could help you to complete that list. I think you could say that I am a warrior, I am an explorer, I am a statesman, and indeed, I am an American patriot.
However, I would like to offer the words of a former President of the United States and a former recipient of the American Patriot Award, President George Herbert Walker Bush. When President Bush received the American Patriot Award 3 years ago, the former president said, quote, "Patriotism is not a state of being, but a state of doing. It is not about speaking about principles, but living them." This is what a patriot is.
When at age 77, he was able, instead of orbiting the Earth for only 3 times, that he could orbit the Earth for well over 100 times. And this time he had a chance to look out the window and see this magnificent creation.
And that's how I feel tonight, John, when I stand up here. I think you embody many, many things, but I go back to the Greeks again. They had a concept called arete, and it was a word that meant nobility. Not nobility of blood, but nobility of purpose, nobility of ideals, nobility of spirit. And that's what I think you represent to me and to the millions of the Americans all over this country, but to people all over the world, that nobility of purpose.
John is one of the great American heroes of our time and one of my personal heroes. In his lifelong commitment of service to our country as a military officer and later an astronaut, he embodied the values and ideals that are the very bedrock of our great democracy. As a dedicated public servant, he always has been a standard bearer of the principles of our great republic. John Glenn, an American patriot, indeed, in every aspect of his long, venerable life, John has served our country with courage, dignity, and integrity.
In John Glenn, we see our most cherished qualities: a fearless pioneering spirit, a vigorous quest for perfection, unwavering determination in the face of overwhelming adversity, and the strength to adhere to one's principles in the darkest of times. John Glenn's life's work defines for us the ideal American patriot. I humbly ask that you join me now and accept the 2006 National Defense University Foundation American Patriot Award.
Thank you all very, very much, more than I can say. This, as you can imagine, this whole evening is a bit overwhelming, but I do appreciate all these remarks very, very much and appreciate them. I guess the evening is doubly meaningful to me because, first, the nature of the organization, National Defense University, as the sponsor of this evening, and the foundation that supports it. It's recognized in the U.S. and as the most prestigious and premier senior military and policy educational and study organization, literally in the whole world. And that's to your everlasting credit for the building that you've done with this organization. It's truly a national asset for the United States. Every event of my life that's been remotely worthy of any note at all has been because I was, through whatever fortuitous circumstance, in place as part of a larger team, together for a common purpose bigger than ourselves, and were able to sustain accomplishments for our nation, whether in combat in the Marine Corps, in space, or in other government service, as a team. I'm truly proud and honored to accept this award, but to do so also on behalf of all the great, great patriots I've had the opportunity to work with through the years. May God bless them, each of you, and our great nation. Thank you very much.